Okay, let's quickly look at a bank reconciliation statement. So this is a typical exam question. So please, if you do not understand this, come and have a chat to me and then I can help you before paper two. Luckily, you are only writing paper two a bit later. So you are provided with the information for July 2018. And then the bank statement is published on the 27th of each month. So remember that if the bank statement is dated on the 27th of each month and something still happened in your book, so you made a payment or you received money after the 27th, those transactions will be recorded in your books, but it will not yet reflect on the bank statement. And that is why we are doing the bank reconciliation statement is we want to include everything that's on the bank statement. That's correct. We want to include that in our book so we have an accurate bank balance on our side. And then anything that we do not yet see on the bank statement, that will have to go to the bank reconciliation statement. So what you are saying is, I'm taking my bank statement and I'm putting in the reconciling items for the bank statement to have the same balance that I have in my books. Okay, so calculate your bank account, meaning in your books. What is the balance that you have in your books? Okay, then the bank reconciliation statement, taking whatever the bank currently has and then adjusting that figure with any items that they do not yet reflect on their side. This is not going to allow me to change the color. Yes, it is. Lovely. Any moment now. Okay, so green, yellowish is us. And then the purple or lilac, whatever you want to call it, pink, is then the bank. So using the information, the bank reconciliation statement on the 30th of June 2018 contained the following. So you are doing, it's very important to note the date for which you are doing this. You are doing the reconciliation statement for July 2018. Okay, so that means that they just gave you your reconciliation statement for the month prior to the month that you are doing the reconciliation for now. Okay, so the reason why they give you the previous month's reconciliation statement is you prepared that reconciliation statement last month. You now need to see if these transactions that you had on your reconciliation statement actually do reflect on the bank statement in the current month. Because if not, something went wrong somewhere, and you are going to have to find those payments if they do not reflect on your bank statement, or the deposits if they are still outstanding. So it might be that the EFT was reversed by the bank. It might be that whoever had to make your cash deposit ended up never going to the bank with your money. So that has to be reversed. But we will give you the details within the information. Okay. So it says here that the bank reconciliation statement on the 1st of June, 30th of June contained the following. So you had a bank statement balance of 24,000 and overdraft. So that is a bank statement. That is what you ended with on your bank statement on the last day of the previous month. Then you had an outstanding deposit and outstanding EFTs. In other words, you now want to see the outstanding deposit on your current month's bank statement, and you want to see the EFTs on the current month's bank statement as well. If not, they are going to have to tell you why it is not there to know if you now have to remove it or if you have to keep on waiting for it to actually reflect, which shouldn't actually be the case for us when we are using electronic banking systems. And then you have your bank account balance and overdraft. Remember, this was given on the 30th of June 2018. So in other words, this is your bank account balance that you are starting with in the current month. So that is also a reason why they might decide to give you your previous month's details. So that will be used in your bank balance. So that is your starting, your overdraft balance, right? Then remember the whole idea now is they want you to calculate your bank account balance. So you need to go and see, what do I see on the bank statement that I do not yet see in my books? But I'm going to start with what I have already recorded in my books, because remember, I now need to only add the things that my books do not yet show. So I have provisionally in my CRJ 310,000 and then in my CPJ 254. So the provisional bank total in CRJ 310, provisional bank total in CPJ 254. That is my starting point. Then I need to know what is on the bank statement, but not in my journals. So that is information C. The items included in the July bank statement, but not in the journals. Number one, the outstanding deposit of 5,400 in the previous month. So that means the amount that I had as an outstanding deposit now reflects on the bank statement. Remember, it wasn't the reconciliation statement last month because I had already recorded this in my books. I was just waiting for it to show on the bank statement. So now that the amount is on the bank statement, it means that I'm done with it. I recorded this amount in my books last month in June, and now finally the bank is also reflecting it. So I'm good. I didn't need to do anything with that. Then they're also saying that on the July bank statement, I can now see EFT 125A2. That was, I think, not one of 125. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. So I almost thought this was now. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So EFT 12528. So there we have it. Okay. 12528. So that was the previous month on the bank reconciliation statement. So that means that in June, I made a payment of 2,020 Rand. However, the bank statement hadn't reflected that amount yet. So I included that in my reconciliation statement. But now they're saying that in the current month, I can actually see it now reflects on the bank statement. So if it was on the bank reconciliation statement previously, and it is now on the bank statement, it means that I'm now done with that item. It's reflecting on both sides. Right. The one that I'm concerned about is this outstanding EFT over here, because they do not say anything about that yet. So they've told me now that it shows the deposit. I'm done with that one. I had that one EFT, but this EFT for 880 Rand, I still need some more information on because they're not saying that it is on my bank statement yet. Okay, now sales to customers who paid by credit card. So this is now on my bank statement, but not in my journals, which means that I have to go and record this transaction because remember, if customers pay via credit card, the money is paid directly into our bank account. So we get the money. So we now have to go and record that sale in the CRJ. Remember, if they decide to purchase on credit, that's on them. You just want your money. Okay, so sales. Sorry, it's me and this terrible handwriting again. And then the amount that we received was 5,200. So we have to indicate that we have more money in our bank account, so 5,200. And then we are done because now we are saying that it was on the bank statement and now it is in our books as well. So we're good. Then we also saw service fees and credit card levies. So remember that these amounts are taken directly from your bank account, including the interest. Okay, it's taken directly from your bank account. The bank is not going to send you an invoice to tell you, listen here, you have made payment to us. You are only going to see that by looking on your bank statement. So those are expenses to the business because it's a fee that you have to pay to the bank for using their services. So bank fees or bank charges. In this CPJ, because you made a payment. So bank fees, beautiful handwriting, I know. So the bank fees consisted of, let me just get the calculator going, yeah? Calculator. Okay, so I have 210 for service fees and then 1,058 Rand for my credit card fees. So in total, 1,268 Rand, right? Remember, materiality says that we have to show interest and bank fees separately. So then interest on overdraft. Oh, I don't know when I'm going to get, I don't write enough with this thing for the handwriting to actually look like something. That doesn't even look like it says overdraft, but you know it's overdraft. So you just need to listen carefully. 110 Rand. At least the numbers look okay. So that's the important part. Right. So now we know that we have our bank fees reflecting on the bank statement as well as showing in our books. So we are good to go. Right. The next one there, I can just get my answer book open again if it wants to. There we go. Okay, right. So a direct deposit by a tenant for rent. Remember, if it's a direct deposit, it means that it's money that you are receiving. So it's money that you received in your bank account, but you haven't yet recorded that amount in your books. So then you go to your books and you say that you have rent income. So rent income. And the amount that you receive there by direct deposit is 4,500. So definitely received the amount, you just still had to record it in your books. Then there was a cash withdrawal. So in other words, you took money from your bank account to pay for something. So why did it make a circle now? So a withdrawal. Okay, and the money that you withdrew is 2,800 that you used to make payments. So you no longer have that amount in your bank account. Then you also earned interest on the savings account. So therefore you received some more money. So interest on savings account. Hopefully you will write a bit neater than this. Savings account. And the amount that you received was 340 Rand that you have in your bank account. Right. Then other electronic payments made. So electronic payments that you definitely made, but you haven't yet recorded that in your books. Therefore, you are just now going to go to your CPJ and you are going to record all of the expenses. So other electronic payments was made by, you are this person, so you made the payment. So 4140 EFT payments is enough because they didn't give you details. Then other electronic transfers in favor of you. So in favor of your business means that you received money. So deposits. If you write EFTs there, that's fine as well. So deposits, not 10,000, but 1,000. Okay, and then debit orders to service providers. Remember, debit orders are payments that you make. So CPJ, debit orders. And the amount that you paid was 1,720 Rand. And then you are done with all of the items here. So done. Then items that appeared in the cash journals only. So that's fine because they haven't told you to do your bank reconciliation yet. You're now busy with the first question. First question says your CRJ, CPJ, so you move on. Next is the differences noted. And here is that 880 Rand. See, you said it was 880 Rand in your outstanding EFTs on the reconciliation, but now they are saying that this EFT for 808 Rand is correct on the bank statement, but in the CPJ, incorrectly recorded as 880 Rand. So in other words, you said that you had in the CPJ payment of 880 Rand, but you should have only recorded it as 808 Rand. So you overstated that payment by 72 Rand. So you now have to reverse that payment for it to reflect 72 Rand less. Therefore, you are going to go to your CRJ because remember, we don't do minuses in our journals. So you are going to go to that CRJ and you're going to say EFT, oh golly gosh, EFT 72 Rand because I accidentally said that I have more payments than what I actually have. So I'm just reversing it in a CRJ. So the only thing that you are going to do now is you're going to remember to include your provisional totals here when you are calculating your total receipts. Oopsie, that was definitely the wrong amount. Yeah, so sorry, bell rang. So please just calculate your CRJ totals, your CPJ totals. You're then going to take your opening balance as per your bank account at the beginning of the year or month, plus your receipts minus your payments to get your balance at year end.